Alright, so what's going on, everyone? So the first week of the Forsaken Shores has actually just come out, and inside this first week they've actually brought a whole lot of new things, not just the actual islands itself, they've actually brought some good content. So in this video I sort of thought maybe I can sum up the entire thing and just go really in detail about it. Of course, since it's only the first week, new things are going to be added, so every time there's something new or if there's any wrong information I'll be posting it down in the comments, so feel free to look there. I also just want to say now there's going to be a small little part of this video that was actually a video I just recently uploaded. It's going to be around the middle, I'll tell you when that happens, but it's just another sort of refresher on how to actually complete the Lost Cruise. So you don't have to go click on the other video to check it out, so it'll be in this one, just to make things a little bit easier. I'm going to put some timestamps down below when that part actually starts and when it finishes, so if you want to skip it, just use that. Anyway, back to the video. So before you start, what you need to do is actually go to the outpost. It's in the Devil's Roar. Now, it's not too hard. When you go there, you need to speak to Duke and Captain Morrow. So essentially, the way to complete this first week of the events, and there'll be more stuff added later, I'm pretty sure, but what you need to do is visit all the islands and also complete some commendations inside the Devil's Roar. Now, when you complete the commendations inside the Devil's Roar, what that's going to do is going to unlock the clothing that Captain Morrow's wearing, and once you've explored all the islands, you can actually buy some of the ship customizations. So that's essentially the quick rundown of how to actually get all the limited time event items. Now, the other big feature that was recently added in is rowboats. So the way you get rowboats is you don't actually spawn with them, you need to find them from islands. They're not hard to find at all, actually. I've found a few of them, but just do know that you can only carry one at a time, and the only way you can actually get them on your ship is by going to the back of the ship. It pretty much works with anything, then pressing Y on the controller or your action button on the PC. And that will essentially dock the ship onto the back of your ship. It's a good little feature to have, especially when you're going to those volcano islands. I've tried many times to go in there with sloops, brigs, and galleons, and it's just a lot easier with rowboats. So it is actually essential that you do get a rowboat before you actually go onto any of those big islands, otherwise it could be in a really bad situation. So the general premise of this part of the update is pretty much just to explore what's around and just check out the whole new area. I'm sure there's more of a story-based thing that's going to be coming in the second week or maybe even in the third week. And we also don't have cargo runs yet, but that's coming a little bit later on. So the big idea for the main event is actually just to explore this new area. Now, I have seen a lot of comments of people saying that it's sort of underwhelming and there's not much to do, but I think the idea of this event was sort of just to show the potential of what could come and just give a whole new area, not so much give a whole new time-limited story. And as far as I'm concerned, I think this event's actually pretty good, and I'm very glad that we've finally got rowboats, although they were in like the first trailers and the first screenshots, but at least we finally got them now. So what they've done so far, I'm honestly pretty happy with that, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing some more stuff in the future to implement this new area. So the other big thing inside this update is a whole lot of new quests. Now, to do these Devil's Roar quests, they're actually specific quests that are different from your main quests. As we found out that even if you're a pirate legend, you don't get 100% chance of getting the good chest like you usually do for normal quests. It's sort of just randomly generated, and the same goes with Order of Souls. I've had some good luck and some bad luck at the same time. It's very different. It's a whole new system. I personally think it's great, and when the cargo runs come in, it'll be really cool to see how they go. So aside from all this, there's actually a very new sort of hidden thing that's been brought in, and that's called the Box of Wonders. Now, I bet you didn't even know that was in here. So essentially what that is, I haven't found one, so I don't have any footage of it, but I've heard about it in the Discord, so if you want to see the Discord as well, that's top link in the description. There's like 1,000 people in there. It's pretty good. I love it. It's a great place for the community, just to sort of find other people to play with, and yeah. So anyway, there's this thing called a Box of Wonders. Now, essentially what that does, it's a randomly find thing you get somewhere in the Devil's Roar. Now, when you find that, you got to sell it to Captain Morrow. From what I've been told, again, I haven't played it, so I don't know. I haven't found one before. But from what I've been told, that's essentially what you do. There's no real way to find it. It's not easy at all. It's really rare, but the best part about it is when you can sell it, it does actually sell for 25,000 coin, and that's probably the most insane thing you can probably sell in this entire game. Now, specifically with this Box of Wonders, if I got any information wrong, as I said, I'm going to post that down in the comments, or maybe the description so it doesn't get lost in the comments, so feel free to check one of those two places, it'll be there. So now we move on to the Lost Crew. Now, I actually made a video about that, and that video is actually going to come up now, so just skip it if you want to, the timestamp's down in the description. So to start this quest, what you need to do is actually go to Jim and Li's backbone. Alright, so there really is no quick way to do this. You can either start from the south or the north. In this video, I'm starting from the north, but you can also just do this video in reverse, or just do it in any order you really want to. Now, this should take around maybe 20-30 minutes to complete. It's not too hard, but it does take a bit of time. So for this, we're actually going to start off with Fletcher's Rest. Now, you can actually find Fletcher Farley in here. It's not too hard to find, just watch out. There is a volcano on that island, so don't get too close if you've got a big boat. But you can essentially find him sitting up by a rock on the west side of the island. So once you're done there, what you want to do is head south to Flintlock Peninsula and stay on the north side of the island. That's where you'll find Flintlock Burt. So essentially what you're looking for on Flintlock Peninsula is a skeleton that's pushed up between two rocks. Now when you find that, all you need to really do is actually just go up to the skeleton and interact with Flintlock, so you can actually just get this part of the commendation done. Now do keep in mind, just quickly, this island actually has a volcano, so again, just try and get there safely as best you can. Now what you actually want to do from there is head southeast to Ruby's Fall. Now to find the skeleton here, it's essentially right in the middle of the island, so it's not too hard. This is probably one of the easiest ones to find in my opinion. Alright, so what you want to do there, once you've done that, head west so you can find Hepzibah Jones. Now Hepzibah Jones isn't actually on an island that sort of shows his name. He's actually on the Forsaken Brink, and that's a small island just to the west of where you just were. So once you're there, essentially what you need to do is go to the middle of the island. He's not hard to find, he's actually under a rowboat. Now if you've been following the video, you've actually only got one more little place you need to go to. So this one's actually a bit of a travel. You need to go southeast, but you need to go to the Devil's Thirst. Now to find the skeleton here inside the Devil's Thirst, what you essentially need to do is look for that little north, not the far north island, but just below the far north island. Now again, this island actually has a volcano on it, so just be safe when going to this island. You don't want to actually crash and die. That's not a good thing. So with that being said, that's pretty much the entire video. So anyway, now that video's done. If you've skipped it, welcome back. If you actually watched it through, now you know, I guess. But anyway, so the other thing they've actually brought into this game and is pretty much new accessories. So new clothing, new instruments, new weapons, new eye patches, new peg legs, pretty much everything. They've brought in a bunch of new stuff. We don't know whether this is going to be time limited or whether this is going to stay, but for the sake of this, we're just going to sort of assume that it's going to stay. Anyway, so they've brought out two new sets. They are the Kraken set and the Crab set. Personally, I think they look great. I love the Kraken Bowsprit. It's like my favorite thing in the game at this point. It's so good. That with the crab hull is really great. I'd suggest looking at that if you haven't already. But the Kraken stuff is pretty much exactly as it suggests. It's Kraken-orientated things, and the crab stuff is actually pretty good. For a long time, if you didn't know, Rare's been teasing crabs inside the trailers and the screenshots and whatnot. Now, my opinion on that is pretty much just a running joke that they're having, but now they've sort of implemented crabs into the game. That being said, if you actually go to the outpost where Duke is, you can actually see a crab cage, so that's pretty cool. It's just nice to see some of the little Easter eggs, I guess, they put into the game that are crab related. So a lot of this event has pretty much just been a setter up for what's meant to come in the next 3 weeks, or maybe just a setup for what's meant to come in a couple months, or however many weeks or months, or maybe even years in the future. As a whole, this first week of the update's actually been pretty cool, and I'm sure everyone can pretty much agree that it's great. We've got new worlds, and they've changed the map a little bit, and it's just new stuff to explore and have fun with. Now, I'm a big believer that this game is very much a game where you make your own fun in. It's not so much a game that tells you what to do. In a sense, it very much reminds me of Grand Theft Auto with a pirate theme to it, I guess. The whole idea behind it is to make your own fun, and what they've done in this update is pretty much tripled the ways you can do that. With rowboats, with new areas, with volcanoes, there's so many fun things you can actually do now. So it's no secret to pretty much admit that this is probably the best thing they've done since release. Just the sheer content behind it is great. Personally, I'm enjoying this way more than I did Curse Sales. That being said, I really did like the Curse Sales event. It's one of my favorite things as well. But this first week has been a nice little primer and touch up to what to expect and what's to come. A couple people were expecting a lot of things to come with this, but I don't think it was a smart idea to put it in the first week while people were still exploring things, and I'm sure the guys from Rare thought the same thing. Now, they know a lot more than me about designing games. I know literally nothing about it, so this is just my opinion. There's no like real weight behind it. I don't really know what I'm talking about when it comes to game designing. I just talk about what I enjoy. As far as I'm concerned, Rare's done a really great job of this, and they're going to be adding so much new stuff into the game very soon, so I wouldn't worry about lack of content for all the people that I've seen. Originally, I was a little bit skeptical about it because we did see a lot of the stuff in this was actually stuff that was already in the game. They just held back. But from what I've played so far and from what we're expecting, this has been nothing but a good update. So feel free to post in the comments what you think of the event, what your favorite part of the event was if you're watching this after the event's actually finished, and what you would like to see get implemented with the new islands. So anyway, this has just been recorded in the first week of the event. At the time of the recording this, I don't actually know the new stuff they've added in, but I'll be making videos about how to actually do that, and I've probably already made videos on how to do that depending on where you're watching. So feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're keen on that. So if you didn't know, I actually have a Discord server. Now, it's actually pretty active at the moment. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of admins that are working real hard. So I'd just like to take a quick moment to thank them for all the work they're doing. If you do join the Discord, feel free to just @ me and just tell me whatever you want. I try to respond to as many questions as possible, although it's not easy all the time, but I'm sure any of the admins that you do speak to do talk to me personally, and they are really great people to talk to. So with that being said, I have a Discord server. It's the top link in the description. Feel free to go there if you're interested. It's really great. It's a good place for the community just to interact and talk. I love it. Yeah. Also, I have a Twitch. I go live every now and then. If not, another captain actually hosts my streams. He's pretty good, so you check him out too. He's in the Discord as well. But yeah, so all the links are in the description. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out the channel grow. We're pretty much at 5,000 subscribers now, and that's insane. I don't really know how or what we're doing. I'm glad. I'm thankful for literally every single person. It's sort of hard to believe that 5,000 people are actually subscribe to my channel and watching my videos. Anyway, so if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And to keep this video short, although we've really gone over the time period I wanted it to go for, I'm going to end it here. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.